Previously on the association, Boston Celtics. After All-Star Weekend, the team headed out west.
That's my partner.
But it wasn't all fun and games.
We got to close the season out well. We got 28 games left, fellas. We know where we're trying to go. This team right here, they don't belong on the same floor with us.
As the trade deadline approached, Boston made a bold move.
The Celtics have dealt away Kendrick Perkins.
We traded a player, but we traded one of our family members. You just don't get by that. You don't just wipe that away and go play basketball.
And while the new recruit showed promise, Celtic Nation was not convinced.
Bob in Waltham. Hey, Bob.
My first instinct is kiss this season goodbye, and I hope I'm wrong.
Coming.
Myself, nice.
There are questions about you guys, whether you can pull this thing together. Just talk about how it seems like it's working out pretty good for you guys, right?
Like moments like this, I cherish each and every day, like because I've been on teams where you don't have this opportunity. You know, when you continue to play with guys, all-stars like already Kevin and Ray, but then you get Jermaine, then you get Shaq, you get Delonte West, who has a lot of playoff experience in this league. You don't get a chance to play on teams like this every day, and I just enjoy this last few years that I get a chance to play with these guys and really enjoy it.
Well, it's cool. I got these guys for a couple more years, and then we all evaporate. But, you know, the thing is, Paul said earlier, man, let's try to enjoy this year because we do have new faces, new characters, new episodes, and I just can't wait to get started.
The Celtics' Big Three had high hopes and even higher expectations when the season began. And while those expectations remain, so much has changed. Almost from the start, a string of injuries took a heavy toll, but Boston managed to hold on to the lead in the Eastern Conference. Then, only days after the All-Star break, the team made a major trade that was part of a dramatic reshaping of the roster. Now, the Celtics and their fans are forced to wonder, how will it all turn out?
We understand the changes we've made. I think I may have the numbers wrong. They're close. When you look at the team that played in Game 7 last year, 10 of the 15 players are gone. And it's tough in this period because you have the new group that's trying to fit in. You have the old group that's trying to get to the playoffs. And so it just makes it for a difficult ride.
The Celtics would include such new faces as Jeff Green, Carlos Arroyo, Troy Murphy, Sasha Pavlovich, and Nanette Kristich.
We understand it's like coming in this situation is different than coming in any other team because obviously championship team, they want to win right now. So that puts even more pressure on you guys just to pick up things really quickly.
Let's show Nate. Sometimes if Paul reads the bump, he's throwing it early, okay?
The hardest adjustment, for me is just, probably just coming to a new situation. Learning a new system, getting to know these guys, getting to know what Doc wants.
Lock me two. Set him up. You got to improve your picks. You got to be a pick setter, all right?
You got to know that you can trust the next guy. When you commit wholeheartedly 100%, knowing that the next guy has you. And that's what it is.
The guys that we brought in, they'll step up and they'll save us. At some point, whether it's a shot, a defensive possession, or a whole game.
While Ray Allen was optimistic about the new-look Celtics, initial results were mixed. Boston went 6-4 in its first 10 games after the trade deadline. And on a trip to New Jersey, nobody stepped up and saved them.
Williams lobs it in for Lopez. Timer is down to 6. Williams, 3 on the way. Got it!
And Doc Rivers calls a timeout. Pushing to Jeff Green in the corner. Return to Rondo. Left-hand dribble, attacking Farmar. Scoop shot, no good. Doc Rivers not happy after spending that timeout calling the play.
The Nets knock off the Celtics, 88-79.
For the first time, the Celtics dropped out of the top spot in the East. The addition of so many new pieces was clearly straining team continuity, and one player seemed especially affected.
Rondo's fine. He's not playing great right now, but I don't think he's slumping or anything. Just going through a stretch. It's a long season, you know. He's human the last time I checked, and he's going to go through stretches just like, you know, Paul and Ray and Kevin, they've all gone through stretches.
Some wondered if trading away Kendrick Perkins, Rajon Rondo's closest friend on the team, was weighing on the Celtics point guard.
A lot of people say it's a business, but, you know, that's personal. You know, losing one of your best friends. Perk and I are really close. On the road, we were together every day as far as going out to eat, going to the mall, just little things. You know, I don't have it right now, and you know, it's just tough to deal with. So how you feel about the trade and everything, how it went down, the new guys? Since it's your first trade, you actually been in as a rookie.
I mean, it was tough. Losing Perk, real close to Perk. He was cool. How you feel about it?
Same as you. You know, I've been knowing Perk for 5 years, since day one. And it's kind of different now, you know, especially like once you go on the road. It's a little different. You know, you don't hang out with the same guy you should hang out with.
Yeah.
It's a cool trade, but at the same time, you know, it's hard losing.
It's hard,
losing friends. You know, nobody died, but you know, it's.
And I know it's tough because y'all won a championship together.
Right, especially the starting five. Yeah. You know, with Perk. You know, we had a pretty good core, pretty good group. My first biggest trade was, you know, when Kevin came. You know, I think we traded 7 players that year.
Oh, I would have been nervous. Was it hard when KG and them got here? You know, to like build a relationship with them?
Nah. We kind of, when we first came to the Celtics, we got in a couple arguments. It wasn't a wrestling match, but we got into a pretty intense one year in the locker room. Like, we started off thinking we were just playing, then it got serious. It was like a game day. Yeah. It was crazy. It was intense. Like, the whole locker room was like junk, messed up. Like, everything was crazy. But after that, we've been best friends. So for me, I've had veteran guys that show me the way, really. It's not just going to be one person or, you know, certain guys that win championships. Everybody's going to need to be accounted for. Everybody's going to make something happen.
You know, the honeymoon stage of after the trade is over with, so like all the guys that we have now are, you know, they're here. So now we got to start building that chemistry. You know, and for me, chemistry is, you know, you come down to the fourth quarter and everybody knowing exactly where they need to be and kind of what we need to do to win games every single night.
Teams that win the title are teams that stay together through thick and thin, through the good times, through the bad times. They're all in. There's nobody on the fence. Everybody's in 100%.
Anthony throws it down on a clear path to the basket. Phillips hits a three. Chauncey Phillips from downtown. The lead is 15. Rondo dribbles away from Chauncey Billups, draws the Uzinaz, he gets to the rim, flips it up in left hand.
A great play there by Rondo. Douglas drives, stripped by Rondo.
And we have the Celtics climbing off the canvas from 15 down to lead by 4 as we enter the final minute. Pierce, right side against Landry Fields, elevates 18 feet. Get it!
Splash time!
Of not just a comeback, but a championship comeback. Rondo off to the races against Torioff, drop for Garnett, big time. Right hand slam right in the grill of Ronny Torioff.
Oh!
And this one is over.
Can you talk about Rondo's energy?
Rondo's energy, you know, we kept telling Rondo, use your speed, play in the paint. Just play in the paint. And I thought he did that. I thought he was terrific. And I think it was great for the new guys to see that too.
I mean, it's a big win for us. You know, one of the top teams in the East Coast, so it's good to get this win. And it's good to go home.
What do you call a pony with a cough?
A pony sap, pony.
A little horse.
Jeff Green was traded to the Celtics in the deal that sent Kendrick Perkins to Oklahoma City. For Green, adjusting to life in Boston has been an ongoing process.
It is fun to have him here, just to have a little company, especially in a new city. They help me, you know, when we get lost.
Yeah. Not a lot of that in Oklahoma, right?
No, not at all. Oklahoma straight shot. No traffic.
Wherever you want to go. It's a big building, you can see. Okay,
it was nice though, but now it's a little bit more complicated.
You know, about coming from a younger team to come to a team with all this experience, I know that can't do nothing but help him down the line. You know, because I'm quite sure the little Tommy Bean done picked up so much. I see it in him.
They might be vets and getting close to the end of the road, but I mean, I feel like they still have, you know, at least 4 more years left. You know what I mean? That's 4 more championships. It's a wonderful place to be at, you know, when you got this kind of experience here.
He allows the Celtics to spread the floor, adds youth to this lineup. Jeff Green.
I tell you, they're looking at Green, and he's stepping up right now.
Green has gotten off to a good start with the Celtics, but crunch time still belongs to the veterans.
Celtics down 2.
Garnett comes out, sets the screen. Pierce got Kwame Brown in the switch. Pierce in the lane. Garnett the corner. Ray for the win. Charlotte beats the Celtics.
Ray Allen has made his share of game-winning shots, but the misses are what drive him.
You see guys walk in the gym and they kind of mess around and shoot. They're never game shots. So my warm-ups are free throws. You know, that's where I work on my release. Shooting for me is not about my upper body. It's really about my lower body. So when I'm shooting the ball like I need to, I jump in this one motion. And I always know why I missed it. Short, legs, long, I'm aiming it. I always can tell right away. You gotta be able to turn your body and your feet at the same time and still come to your shot and be going up as if you were standing there. But being right-eye dominant, if I'm coming this way, all I have to do is see the basket from right here, and I can shoot it from like that. I don't have to turn all the way this way. If all those things are equal, then the guy that's guarding me is in for a long night. In for a long night.
Ray's reliance on routine has been his way of introducing order into his life.
I don't really have a hometown. You know, people always ask me where I'm from, and I say, you tell me where you're from, and maybe I might match.
Alan's father was a welding technician in the Air Force, and the family's lifestyle was anything but predictable.
Growing up on a military base, after about 3-4 years that you lived on a base, you ended up moving. You could be in Missouri 1 3-year stint, and you know, for the next 3 years, you could be in Okinawa. I do remember making plenty of friends in sandboxes. I was a shy kid growing up, and it forced me to kind of reach outward. I would walk on the playground, and everybody was like, new kid, come down here and play basketball. And that's how I got introduced. It was like the minute I got out there, that's where I spent all my time. Everything that I did was through basketball, and then the friends came along with it. Starting my 8th grade year, my dad got orders to go to South Carolina. I was devastated because these guys I just started playing basketball with, that was when I was really starting to latch on and draw roots.
Regardless of where he lived, basketball was a constant presence. His routines provided comfort and also developed his talent.
Well, it's a good-looking group. David Stearns. Steve Nash. Congratulations. David Stearns. Nice to meet you.
In the NBA, Allen was once again on the move, starting in Milwaukee and getting traded to Seattle. Though he couldn't control where he played, his regimen gave him confidence, and he knew his time would come.
I always said I'm on the losing team, but I'm not a loser. You know, every day I'm going to figure out how I can get better. Being the best player individually was all about the work that I put in every single day. It's those habits that I build every single day that make me who I am.
In 2007, Ray would make one more move. And in Boston, all his preparation paid off.
Every second, inching closer to banner 17. There's Ray Allen for three. The Celtics are dominating the Lakers in every way.
Another banner year in Boston. The Celtics are the 2008 NBA champions.
It's a great example of a guy not resting on his greatness and keeping his tools sharp. Ray Allen works and he does his job.
Okay, so you're saying by me coming back, you think I'm going to be open more?
Yes, I think you're going to be open more, or one of the bigs will be open.
He has all good habits. A lot of us, follow and some of the things Ray does. I have to admit that I've watched Ray and I try to emulate some of the things he does.
Oh, you doing me? That's how you doing me, dog. That's how you doing me.
Allen's remarkable career may have begun as a solitary pursuit, but now his focus is on sharing the experience.
He was the first person to reach out to me and welcome me to the Celtics.
Yeah, just roll me. We come back down, we got 5.
That's one guy who I really look up to, and it's like my mentor.
Show him how to do it, right?
He's going to help me out, and he's been there for me.
I want to be a part of a team that I can help win a championship. And so it is a community effort around here. That's why I definitely feel like my feet are starting to grow roots.
What you saying?
He said
he gonna get there.
I got
abs right here. I'm saying what you
Ray
got abs right there.
That's what I get to eat. That's what I get to eat right here. I eat like a turtle on this team.
What a season Davis is in.
Doc Rivers has raved about Glenn Davis.
He's becoming the savior of this ball club, coming off the bench. No question.
With only 11 games remaining in the season, and after suffering through several injuries to their front court, the Celtics had come to depend on 4-year veteran Glenn Davis. But growing up in Louisiana, the only person he could depend on was himself.
When I was young, it was tough. I never knew my father. And my mom was one of those women that had to deal with a lot of demons. 2 weeks at a time, you don't see her, but you see her in the neighborhood. But you wonder why she doesn't come home. I didn't really know how to deal with it. So I kind of had to fend on my own, make ends meet for it's just survival.
Physically, Davis had appeared all grown up, but emotionally, he still had a long way to go. As a kid, that contradiction forged his identity.
I played football. I was always too big to play on the Pee Wee level, so it was like I had to play the senior level. So I was the youngest guy, and my coach Earl was like, "You're a big baby. Stop acting like a big baby. You know, big baby, big baby." And literally, like, a month later, everything just transformed. Like people from everywhere were just calling me that.
The nickname followed him to the basketball court, where he became a star in high school.
Number one, baby, number one, yeah!
And as a sophomore at LSU, he led his team to the Final Four. But when it came time for the NBA, he was just another rookie, joining an experienced group led by a demanding coach.
Doc, he's always been tough from day one. My rookie year, Detroit game, I scored like 20 points.
If ever a guy played a heck of a game, it's this kid right here.
And he was like, "Let's see if you can do it again." I looked at it at the time like, man, he's tough. I never can do enough for him.
Baby, get out and look more.
Doc's up in your face, telling it like it is, straight, point blank.
So get out and look more.
And I don't think Baby knew how to take a guy like Doc.
You got to know personnel. You're running up to a driver. You should have came, sat down, and been ready to guard.
He told me what I didn't do, what I needed to do, what I needed to keep doing. And he didn't tell me in any nice way, you know. And I was kind of depressed about that.
During a game in his second season, Davis's frustration spilled out onto the court.
Baby was already upset. He was already having his issues, and he had a meltdown. I told him, "You're on TV and everybody's seeing it. And go in the back or just, cover your face."
And now, Davis down at the end with a towel on his head.
He didn't have the ability to grow up in private like all of us do. He had to grow up in front of Celtic Nation. And that's not easy for a young kid.
The following season, Davis was involved in an off-court altercation, causing him to miss the first 27 games. But this time, he wasn't the only one affected.
Last year, he got in trouble because he punched the guy and broke his hand. It hurt our team. And I told him that this summer. It probably hurt us all the way through Game 7 because we needed guys to play more minutes while he was out.
Then, last summer, an event took place that forced him to take a deeper look at himself. There was another baby in the Davis household.
It changes your life in so many ways. You can't do what a 25-year-old would do, with a child, So I'm kind of, instead of 25, I'm like 30, 35. You just gotta think differently as far as what you do and how you do it. Bless you. When I had to come to realization that I'm playing with Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rondo, guys that are all-stars.
This is all-out hustle.
I had to swallow my ego and create a new identity for myself.
Big Baby gets the turning point and then some. It brings his teammates up off the bench and everybody in the building.
Baby now, I think, holds himself accountable himself for his actions. Now, Baby works extremely hard. Probably works 3-4 times as hard as he did when he was a rookie.
Doc told me this: who sacrificed their body the most, a chicken or a pig? Chicken lays eggs, yeah, but a pig sacrifices his whole body. So be a pig. That's the way I look at it. Be a pig.
Glenn Davis clearly leads the NBA in taking charges and takes pride in them.
And I was like, what can I do for the betterment of the team? And taking charges was one of the things that I knew I could do.
Big Baby draws the charge again.
It hurts. It really does.
Davis shaken up on the play.
It wears on your body.
Big Baby continues to give up his body.
Oh, man, I feel like I ran into a brick wall.
He's just turned into a terrific player for us. He's had a tremendous attitude, team attitude. Our record is where it's at because Glenn Davis is on our basketball team.
I've come a long way. And to be here, to You play for the Boston Celtics. I can be thankful for what God has given me now. You know, I'm still working to be a better man, to be a better person. But now I can hold my head high.
Back in October, four-time champion Shaquille O'Neal brought his act to Boston. It opened to rave reviews all over town.
Rondo, coast to coast, into Shaq and a two-hand jam by the Diesel.
You gotta love the big guy. Big fella.
Shaq has got renewed enthusiasm here. Shaq is playing like Shaq of 10 years ago.
Shaq made an impact early on, before his aging body betrayed him. An Achilles injury cost him all but the first game in February and the entire month of March.
Coming in and young and putting up big numbers, I always thought I would be invincible.
O'Neal diving, saving.
It's just that at 39, when you get a knick-knack injury, you know, it takes longer. And every 39-year-old just knows this. There's probably a guy in the office right now, 39, like, damn, back pain won't go away. When I was 29, it went away. It's just, you know, it's life.
I did not expect Shaq to play 82 games. The question is, can we get him to become better and fresher and better conditioned by the time playoffs roll around? That's going to be the bigger issue.
What do you think about Shaq becoming a deputy sheriff tomorrow in Worcester?
Well, he's doing something. You know, so that's good. His next step would be doing the same thing for us.
With Shaq's return still in question, Doc Rivers wouldn't let his team use that as an excuse.
My job as a coach is to make sure Shaq gets healthy. But my real job as a coach is to make sure the guys in uniform are performing. I don't really have time to do both.
Jeff, I thought after the first time, Kevin, just trying to bully you, you know what I'm saying, you fought him back. But it shouldn't take him hitting you first to do it. We got to hit first.
Everybody here's the more philosophical and more soft side of Doc, but Doc's a tough coach, man.
Get over there. Look who's shooting. Come on. Look, get in there.
There's no way you can coach a team like this or have guys on this team like we are and not be as forceful as he is.
This isn't a debate. I want you to listen. All right? Where do you go if he goes to the baseline? Right. It ain't that hard.
I don't like playing games. I didn't like it when I played, and I always thought if I ever coach, I'm just going to be honest with you and tell you the way I feel.
You're trying to determine what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. When you come off an elbow, read the play. Hey, Kevin, don't take for granted it's going to go out of bounds. If we can get the ball, get the damn ball.
There's times I probably wish I could do it in a better way, but when there's 5 seconds left in the game, there is no better way. I think players appreciate that in the long run.
The immediate issue, however, was Boston's team chemistry. Since the trade of Kendrick Perkins, the Celtics had struggled to find a winning formula, dropping 3 out of 4 near the end of March.
And the Celtics, who began the game with a load of questions, just had several added to that list.
Listen up, guys. This is our problem. We have to execute out of timeouts. If you got stuff to say to each other, say it. But when I start drawing it up, I need your eyes down on the board. This can't happen, guys.
We will not win without being a family. And we've adopted some new kids, and we got to get them in the family as quick as possible.
In building a family, Rivers is all too aware of time, how much he has left and how much has passed. Every moment counts, as a coach and as a father.
I've made an amazing amount of games this year. I don't know if the schedule makers were being kind to me or not, but it just worked out. But I still have missed games that I wish I could make, and you don't get them back. Even though your kids tell you that's okay, it still bothers you. It's fun being there, and then when you give them the last hug, right when you step away, you feel bad because you have to leave.
Oh, he's got Dad's jersey. His first dunk attempt. Oh, that was sweet. Oh, he's getting the 10s from the judges as well.
Austin Rivers is considered by many to be the top high school player in the country.
Rivers like a bullet to the other end. It goes, and he'll go to the line.
He'll be playing for Duke next season. And the day before the Celtics would visit San Antonio, Doc visited Chicago to witness one of the high points of his son's young career.
Tonight, the house that Michael built provides the backdrop for high school basketball's most anticipated event, the McDonald's All-American Game. Basketball fans, these are the fresh new faces that might become the future legends of the sport.
Austin Rivers is one of the best scorers in the country right now. He just has a great demeanor about him and his ability to attack the basket. And the young man is fearless.
And here comes Austin Rivers. Cold-blooded Austin Rivers with the reverse.
This is nice. I mean, this is what you want. As a father, you'd rather do that than coach or anything else.
He has a very busy schedule, so just for him to run up his way and squeeze some time and come see me play all the way out here in Chicago, it means a lot. So I'm very thankful.
Thank you, man. Love you. Take care.
It's the biggest All-Star game now. This is the majority.
Arrived in San Antonio facing a test. The Spurs had the league's best record. But Boston had a reason to feel upbeat. While the team still awaited Shaquille O'Neal's return, fellow big man Jermaine O'Neal would be making his first appearance since early January.
To get the opportunity to be back out here with these guys and try to finish up a job that, I signed up for means a lot.
Inside to O'Neal. Quick double and count it for two. This O'Neal and the other O'Neal, Shaq, who's working out in Boston. When they get these two guys back, this is going to be a very nice push.
Hey, guys, this is our stretch right here. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Defense.
Rajon Rondo had been inconsistent since the trade, but he was on his game against the Spurs, and the C's rolled to a 10-point win.
Rondo! Oh, what a terrific Houdini move inside.
It's the Rondo show right now. He's kind of the guy. He's the engine of that team. They need him playing really at a high level for them to be very successful offensively.
Better do what we got to do.
For team captain Paul Pierce, the win was a good sign. He's lived through many highs and lows during his 13 seasons as a Celtic, a journey that began in, of all places, the home of the Lakers.
Hey, I think I see my high school over there, Inglewood High School, where I grew up at. This is home, man. This is what it's about. And it's kind of weird, though, growing up a Laker fan because you always hated the Celtics. But after playing with them and learning a lot about the history, I just fell in love with the organization now. Now I'm ready to beat the Lakers all the time.
Coming from Southern California, Pierce probably never dreamed of the day he'd want the Lakers to lose.
I had a friend that worked at the Forum, and I remember times he would come down and open up the little side staircase for me. And I'd sneak in, and the best part about it is I didn't have a set seat. So every open seat that was there, I sit in it until the usher came and got me and tell me to move. It was just about Lakers, Celtics. The only team that could possibly beat the Lakers were the Celtics, and so everybody hated them.
With the 10th pick in the 1998 NBA draft, the Boston Celtics select Paul Pierce from the University of Kansas.
Pierce's welcome to the NBA came with high expectations. In 1986, the Celtics won their 16th championship. But after that season, this once blessed franchise seemed to be cursed. Len Bias and Reggie Lewis were supposed to carry on the tradition, but both died tragically. Boston's once proud history had become nothing but a burden.
Larry Bird's not walking through that door, fans. Kevin McHale's not walking through that door, and Robert Parrish is not walking through that door.
This was the environment that Pierce walked into. Though he became an all-star by his 4th season, he was also a lightning rod when his team struggled.
I was a young player, I was immature.
And Pierce misses the jam. What a nightmare night for Pierce as the Blues come out again.
Then Doc comes in and, he has his way of how he views what success can be for this team, and we had pretty much two different views.
This training camp. This training camp. Don't listen to him.
I thought for him to be a better player that he had to change some of the things he did. Defensively, he had to get back on defense. And offensively, you know, I asked him, was he a great shooter? And he says, yes. And then I said, well, why are you shooting 39%?
The 06-07, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. They were coming off a 24-58 season, highlighted by an 18-game losing streak. There was a negativity totally surrounding the entire franchise.
It seemed to be the lowest point of Pierce's career, but actually, that had come 6 years earlier.
All I was is a young kid going out right before the season started, trying to have a good time. I remember just walking to a nightclub, mingling with a few people, the next thing you know.
Celtics burgeoning star Paul Pierce is resting in a Boston hospital after surviving a stabbing attack.
I thought I was gonna die. I remember getting in the car and going to the hospital.
Boston police said Pierce was stabbed 11 times in the face, neck, and back.
I remember just bleeding profusely. And I remember asking the nurse, am I gonna live? Am I gonna die?
One stab wound was carved 7 inches into his sternum.
Then so many things started running through my head. Just start thinking about my family, start thinking about the people closest to you.
Just like tell everybody I feel good, and I can't wait to get back out on the basketball court, join my Celtic teammates.
This just made me a stronger person. It's made me a better person. I don't take people or things for granted anymore, because just like that, I know they can all end.
Yeah, this proposed trade has been agreed to and will occur. Seattle will send Ray Allen to Boston.
This is a blockbuster trade. It's been talked about for years. KG, he's going to the Boston Celtics.
Paul Pierce had heavy shoes to fill and high expectations. He's endured a lot the last few years, and I'm glad he's here with us today to experience some of the hope.
Pierce had been given another second chance. After persevering through tough times, his career was about to undergo a revival.
Pierce again splits the trap, drives right down the middle, scoops it off the window and in. Pierce is chewing him up here in Game 7.
The 2008 season would be nothing short of incredible. The team pulled off the best turnaround in league history, and Pierce was the star of the NBA Finals.
Pierce moving to his right, pull-up elbow jumper, got another one!
Paul Pierce continuing to throw him down.
Paul Pierce, magnificent. The longtime Celtic coming through in certainly the biggest games of his life.
Game, set, match, season, championship.
It was the happiest day of accomplishment in my life.
The Celtics swarm the floor. It is the end of a 22-year odyssey.
You think about so many things that's made you stronger. It was just all the emotions, all the things that I've been through in basketball and in my life flashed before my eyes.
It is the truth. The MVP of the 2008 NBA Finals is Paul Pierce.
That one moment, me seeing the banner raised and me accepting the ring was just the ultimate feeling. You know, a lot of people say I don't, show my emotions, but, that was a night where I couldn't hold it in. I know the road that I took wasn't an easy one, but if I had to do it all over again, I'd take the exact same route.
Spring arrived in Boston, and optimism was in the air. After missing 27 games, the big man returned to the Garden.
We don't expect to see a lot of him tonight, but he's back, and that is the good news. Oh, nice. Shaq is back. Maxfield unable to finish after the steal of a Ray. Shaquille O'Neal hobbles towards the locker room, and that is just devastating news.
Shaq's comeback lasted just 5 minutes. And since then, opponents have taken advantage of Boston's hole in the middle.
I expected him to play more games, and so that's put a lot of stress on our team at the 5 spot.
James goes back door.
But there's nothing you can do about it.
As the playoffs are set to begin, O'Neal's status is the latest in a series of questions swirling around the team in the aftermath of the Kendrick Perkins deal.
They're still one of the most talented teams and best teams in the league, but their inconsistency has led to doubts about their championship chances.
Is there enough time for the most polarizing trade in Celtics history to pay off?
I just don't get it. Perk was our future. He's our future big man. He's made to play in Boston.
How will the man responsible be remembered?
It's a gamble.
The spotlight is on Danny Ainge, of course, for all kinds of reasons.
And can the coach turn a struggling team into a champion? The answers will come soon enough, and it's no secret who will provide them. 3 teammates who will succeed or fail as a family.
I got the ball out of bounds. I did like this. Wait, come here. Read the tape. Watch the tape. No, we coming. You know we. At the end of the game, we get the ball to you, dog.
He got the bigs coming to him. I'm moving out the way like this.
Don't come. Come to the ball. You come to the ball.
You always come to the ball.
Hey, watch. No, did I do like this? No, right? Watch. I did like this. But I was like, come here.
But if I come, the big guy was rolling to you. If I back up like that, I'm wide open. Watch the film.
Nothing about the season at any point is easy. We've set the precedent for a certain style and level to where when we lose 2 or 3, it's like, what's going on with the season or what? We're a team. The armor gets dented up every now and then, and you know what? You lose games, but it's how you come back and how you recover from the dented armor. I've been frustrated at times, but discouraged, no.
We've been around long enough to understand, every pitfall. There's not a lot that we haven't seen. And we know between 3 of us, like, no matter what happens, the show must go on.
I mean, personally, for me, I fed off of Kevin. I fed off of Ray. Them showing up night in and night out for games. Them coming every day to practice. Them being available. I mean, you at some point in your career, you hope that you have an opportunity like this one. The reason I came here was because of these 2. That's a rarity. This right here is a rarity.
In Boston, history is the tie that binds generations.
Auerbach is lighting up the cigar. And the buzzer goes off. It's all over. The Boston Celtics are once again the world champions.
17 championships. Each one deepening the connection between the present and the past.
My name is Bob Cousy, and I'm a Celtic.
My name is John Havlicek, and I am a Celtic.
I tell you, this ball club is great. A lot of pride, and I just want to thank the fans back home in Boston, Jack. They've been wonderful.
My name is Sam Jones, and I am a Celtic.
It's a lot of responsibility with putting that jersey on. And if you think differently, then you probably shouldn't put it on, because that's what it is. I just want to be in that conversation with the other past great Celtics, because right now they look and say, this is a great group of guys, but how can they do it again? Can they do it more than once?
We know that at some point we'll have to talk about this. What didn't you do? What did you do? And between 3 of us, I don't want any regrets.
The tradition and the city that identifies our team. They know that there's something bigger than themselves. The Celtics and sports in Boston is religion.
Number 1, baby, number 1.
It's part of the culture.
Important things in my life would be my family first. Second, the fish. Third would be the Celtics taking it all. That'd be unbelievable.
I expect to win this year. The fans expect us to win. Anything else,
you know, it's pretty much a failure.
Raise the roof. That's what we're doing. We're getting more banners.
Nobody remembers second place.
We won one, but we're definitely still hungry, and we always feel like we've underachieved if we don't win, so definitely we want more.
Come on, put extra 30 minutes on practice. Because ain't no stops.
I'm going to let you know, it's not a chip on our shoulder. We have a boulder. We felt like we left something behind when we lost in Game 7.
I came back, and all our players came back to win a title. We knew it was going to be hard. It's going to get harder. But when you win a banner, it's sweet. And when you win a second banner, it's sweeter.
We're speaking about that empty banner. We all know why it's there. That's the priority. That's the only reason we're all here. It's the only reason we're all assembled. It's the only reason we come in here. For that one goal, for that one priority. The banner 18.